Hi, Tony Scelzo here. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not about to go out and hit a golf course. I want to talk to you a little bit today about the S and share and really the basic, fundamental core value that Rainmakers is built on, and that is the strategic relationship. And what we do at Rainmakers, the first thing we try to do with every member is to really build their tree. And what we mean by the tree is if we can understand what their niche is, we can understand what their target market is. That's a whole evolution right there. Just really understanding where's the most profitable, where do you have the most passion to go after that type of business? Where's your purpose? Where do you really feel fulfilled in serving? And then where's the profit? That's a big question. Are you going after the most profitable clients? Sometimes if you really have a passion helping somebody, but they're not able to help you, that's not a good niche, right? So what we really try to start with is what is your niche? And let's just, for the argument's sake, let's say that your niche is a popular one at the Bob that we call VDocs, veterinarians, doctors, and optometrists and chiropractors. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to ask ourselves, who else sells to that niche? Who else really has them as a target? So let's say the first one you would find is maybe a business coach, right? Because let's say you're a lawyer. The second one could be, maybe even a water guy, a guy that sells water, like Hinkley Water Systems, that goes in every month and brings in their service. So let's say this, oddly enough, you would never put those two people in the same box. Yet the Hinkley Water guy has 2,000 clients and could really find that VDocs is a great niche for them because they pay their bills and they have a workplace environment that wants their service. Let's say maybe your third guy is an accountant, and an accountant's got maybe 30% of his target market happens to be veterinarian doctors, optometrists, and chiropractors, and they understand how the insurance that those companies need play into their overall business structure, and they know that's a large managed controllable, and they're able to work with them. Then we find a recruiting firm that focuses on staffing for the medical industry. So we pick up a staffing power circle or staffing candidate, and then we go in and boom, there's we've got an accountant, we've got a lawyer, and we find somebody who's doing remodeling or construction or maintenance for VDocs. So now we get a maintenance guy. Then actually digging down deeper, we find that there's actually an interior decorator. Interior decorator that focuses on that. And we start to peel back the layers of onion and we find a financial planner that focuses on VDocs. And the point to this is what we really start doing is building a strategic relationship from the niche out. You eliminate the idea that it has to be a popularity contest because you really force your service providers to provide unique value to these veterinarians, these doctors, and these optometrists, and these chiropractors. And this really is the beginning of what we call a power circle. Now, the way that this evolves into an action board is that all these people run out of friends, family, and fools. Because that's what they're feeding it with right now. Right now, they just have random contacts. They got friends, their clients, their business associates that they can feed to each other. And then they got their family, which surprisingly enough is usually for a small business where 20 to 30% of their business comes from. And after that, you've got to build a base to feed this tree. And so what happens with our events is we try to create an event that is the base, or what we call the feed. Because if you don't feed the team, you're not going to continue to build that team. And we see it all the time where power teams will eventually decrease in their performance in what they've been able to generate in business for each other because they didn't have a way to continue to feed it because they're not out there networking. And that's why we have networking as part of our business system. So if you start with the tree and start building out the branches for your strategic relationship, and then you get that built, that takes about 6 months. Then it's time to build in the feed. And what you have to do to build roots into the ground is you have to have some basic, solid events that you go to consistently, tactics, if you will, from a networking standpoint to feed the tree. And if you think about it this way, this has been a great visual for us to really get people understanding what makes a good strategic relationship and how the whole system works together. So, build your branches, get those identified, identify who those make sense, acquire a relationship with them, start passing business back. We always recommend 90 minutes a week spending on your network, and then identify the base and the feed that's going to drive business to that power team. And before you know it, you'll have 4 or 5 people passing you 4 or 5 pieces of business every month.